What if I told you that you could live extraordinary? What would that mean to you? What would you be willing to do about it? Would you take action today? Many people just don't do that. They go away and live extraordinary backwards. Because living extraordinary and being extraordinary results from purposeful action. And I believe that everyone is born to be extraordinary, but not everyone chooses to live from that place, from the place where purposeful action originates. Because the key to living extraordinary is to connect with our extraordinary heart and grow in power to live from it. I know this is a TEDx talk and the temptation is to just rock the stage, but my longing is that we interact and connect in such a way that you go away inspired not just to talk about living extraordinary, but that you take responsibility to actually take purposeful action today and to communicate your unique value to all of us as a gift. So before we go any further, let me ask you, would you like to connect with your heart and live from it? If your answer is yes, I believe that your life will change tonight, because I'm not here to just deliver a message and see if it lands. This is the message of my life. And don't get me wrong, I'm standing with great humility here today, because I'm not perfect, and there is still so much to discover. But if it worked for me and I could discover and make it, I'm sure you will too. So, at this point of time, I long for you to get what I have and run with it. Because you wouldn't have to fight the battles and pay the high price that I had to along the way. My longing is that you take my victories and make them into your extraordinary springboard. Would you like to connect with your extraordinary heart tonight? Great, but why the heart? Is any action in life possible outside relationships? Every breathing moment we are in a relationship with ourselves and others. And who we bring in those relationships is who we are. I simply choose to call that the heart, our identity. And if you choose to connect with your extraordinary heart, metaphorically, that's as strong as a lion. The lion will melt all fear and any barriers in your heart and will take you deeper and deeper in trust, connection, and intimacy with all your relationships. And people will know that because they will feel in your presence like they could do anything. Would you like to experience all those things? Yes, but why the lion? Before I tell you my story, let me just say that many beautiful people have deposited parts of their heart in my heart, so I could stand in front of you today with the posture of a lion, and it's from that place I have courage to make myself vulnerable and open a window of my heart and life when I didn't follow the lion. So, 10 years ago in London, my life was very busy and it was hectic. I was working hard, looking financially successful in the eyes of others, but I didn't have time on my birthday, to actually do anything else like party as usual. I just booked myself to the Lion King musical, and that night I met the Lion King for the first time. Do you remember little Simba running alone through the jungle, filled with guilt and shame, and just looked at that pond, and all of a sudden a reflection of his father, the Lion King, appeared, and he heard a voice, "Simba, you have forgotten who you are. You have forgotten me, so you have forgotten who you are. You've become less than who you are made to be." at that point, tears started rolling down my face because I was working hard, but I didn't know who I was on the inside. My motive to work hard was to be liked, to be loved, and to be accepted. And my motive to actually build success was based on financial freedom, but I was doing relationships in the wrong way. And in my goal to be financially successful, I was driven like sheep by fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. And the busyness and the divide were just helping me to avoid that deep pain on the inside. So I wonder what your response is in this situation and what you get away from this. I know it would be as unique as you are. But could it be that right now you have realized that you do need to find out who you are when no one is looking? Or maybe that you do need to get that freedom to dream big again. Or if you're financially successful already, you probably, maybe, need to get in touch afresh with your passion, power, and freedom in life. Purposeful action, I believe, provides the answer to that. And the path to it is hidden in our extraordinary heart. It actually naturally is discovered through intimacy between our spirit and our soul in our extraordinary heart. Because it's the spirit in which our purpose is coded. And when intimacy makes the components of our soul, the mind, the will, and emotions align with our purpose, life becomes so different. Like with little Simba, if we chose to receive the loving words of the Lion King, the Spirit of Truth, you will think the right things, make the right decisions, and take purposeful action. So that's how intimacy unlocks the force of passion, power, and purpose in and through us. That brings me to the three of the P's. Let's walk through them. Passion, to pursue. What is passion? If you asked me that question 10 years ago, I would have Googled it and told you that passion is a strong emotion or a desire. And people often ask me, why Germany? After 20 years in London, UK, 2 years in California, and 20 years brought up in Bulgaria. My simple response is passion. Passion to pursue after the lion and my purpose for over 10 years. So passion is certainly not a strong emotion, it's the fabric of life. Passion changes the world. What used to stop my river of passion from flowing throughout my heart were the negative effects of fear, limiting beliefs, past achievements, the security, false security from those, the expectations formed by cultural or generational traditions, expectation towards others, and even traumas, accidents, illnesses, even tragic deaths. How about you? It's important to know about those limitations and barriers and to be free, because they inflict a lot of pain on our soul, spirit, and even body. And that pain clouds our clarity, our judgment, and actually paralyzes us with doubt to connect with our extraordinary heart and take purposeful action. So how do you know if you are driven by fear or led by passion? It is simple. Passion is not passion unless it opens your eyes to the world around you, unless it propels your courage to be vulnerable and connect with your own needs and the needs of others and with the world in a meaningful way. So when I went through my healing, inner healing and physical healing journey, I knew life was different because in the most challenging situations, I would experience joy and peace from trusting the lion. And that childlike trust propels passion like fire. You can't stop that passion that's from the inside. You can't muster up, drum up such thing. It only gives you even deeper hunger for more intimacy with the lion. So what do you choose? Are you ready to shake off all the limitations and see the impossible possible in your life? Are you ready to grow in power and live from that place? That brings me to the second P, power to choose. Choose what? I believe that we need power to go beyond our best. We need power to choose to do whatever it takes to follow after the lion and see the purpose in our life fulfilled. It is like a dance. If passion is like breakthrough, power is like follow-through. If breakthrough is like a single victory, follow-through is like winning the war. Like breakthrough on its own without follow-through is meaningless, so passion needs power to generate more breakthrough and more passion. So, what made my life more enjoyable as living extraordinary was the realization that living extraordinarily is three things in one. 3 in 1. Journey, process, and also a season. We already saw how the journey of growing in deeper intimacy with the lion within through the spirit of truth looks like. And it's that journey which unlocks the process which transforms our pain into the power of passion and energy to discover and take our next step in life. So when we grow in dancing between journey and process, we actually grow in our ability to enrich other people and their lives. But passion and energy collide and could collide and have in my life so many times that in one of those instances, just like that, they drove out of my life dyslexia as well. So, on a practical level, I've discovered and took a lot of high risks to discover countries, cultures, cultural settings, social settings, extraordinary expressions of faith. And it's in those new settings that I discovered who I truly was on the inside. I grew in intimacy, connection, in creativity, courage. So, what do you choose? Do you choose to continue being bound by the past? Or do you choose to grow in power and live on purpose? So that brings me to my third and final P, living for something that's bigger than ourselves. Do you know that there are thousands of books on Amazon on purpose and how to find purpose? Many of those books tell us how to discover our strengths and talents and how to make big and small goals and follow them. But living extraordinarily follows being extraordinary. So we have both. We have a doing purpose and the being purpose. Our unique doing purpose actually is informed by our being purpose, which is the natural expression of being a lion. So if you choose to live extraordinary, remember a few things. That living extraordinary is transformational if you choose to connect with your extraordinary heart and see your identity transformed into a lion. Only transformed hearts transform lives. Another point is that you don't just wake up one day and find purpose. Purpose must be discovered. And that's because it's hidden not from you, it's for you. Because the lion leads us on, not in circles, always forward and upward. In my journey for the last 10 years or so, my purpose had evolved and shaped up as my identity as a lion grew up. So today, my longing is to see a family army of lions change the landscape of business throughout the world. Are you ready for this? Great! We could do this together. All we need is to see the lion within. And that's my purpose, to empower businesses and humans to achieve more with purposeful action, and through their extraordinary heart, build abundant wealth and leave a lasting impact. Because if you're a lion, you don't just lead, you're a foreigner. And the world knows this. They remember not only that you were here, but the world is changed because you were here. So in closing, every human being desires to be extraordinary, because that is the purpose for us being here. Purposeful action fulfills that deep desire of our heart through intimacy between our spirit and the spirit of truth. And also, the purposeful action we choose to take enriches other people's lives through our courage, creativity, and connection. So I believe you are born to be extraordinary. And my question is not whether you could roar, right? You're a lion by birth. My question is, will you roar? If I met you in 6 months from now, how different your life would be. Rise up and roar. When? If not today. I can't wait to see you leap to the next level of your extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my honor and pleasure to connect with you tonight. Thank you.